Every woman should find their queendom within. Everybody show some love and a warm welcome to poet Samantha Gaines.
Good evening. All right, so I'm a little bit more storyteller than poet, and I've got this thing down to 15 minutes, so you guys can time me, okay? I got 4 transitions, I got 4 poems, and at each poem I'm gonna do this, and at each closing of each poem, I'm gonna be like your choir director. I'm gonna do this, all right? I was born a child of the water, but without the matriarchs from the homeland, there was no one to teach me of the elements. So on my journey to matriarchy, I did a very peculiar thing. I loved a very peculiar creature called a man. He was a prince made of fire, and he taught me truths unspoken about fairy tales. Lack of spatial awareness always carves a void between that man and me, because he has an unquenchable thirst for water, and I like to play with flames. So when our elements collide, we ignite tantric dances that conjure fireworks that always explode in yes. But the tide always turns. And the erosion of our proclivities is that we free fall into a fallacy of diamonds faster than the sweat that stained our sheets, because that man is built from fire. And I am a woman who channels rivers, lakes, and streams. Our consequence is that together we park on avenues where the luxury tax is a boardwalk built from steam. Love is not our discourse, no. Our discourse is that our love can never create a monopoly. So as the sands fall through this fractured hourglass, where the weight of water I carry is premonitions of him in my dreams, I hope that he too is afflicted with unsolicited revelations of me, because if he is, at least I could believe the karma of our boardwalk is sturdy. But such things do not matter. Here in this life, on this earthly plane, you've got to call a thing a thing. And the fact remains is that his Fahrenheit runs at a baseline of 1,000 degrees. If you don't understand what I've been trying to tell you, that bastard, he's mean. And I don't know. I never know where the earth is going to carry me. I am meant to flow freely. And I fully admit, it ain't easy being a sensitive human being. So as the sands fall through this fractured hourglass, where the theory of our red string is clearly diseased, I have to accept the erosion of our proclivities is that even when his flames fall to embers, once you add water, our fairy tale is filthy. Now, the Prince of Fire, clearly he burned me. But the Prince of Air, when I met him, he scattered me. And when I met the Prince of Earth, he tried to bury me. And when I met the Prince of Water, he could never seem to separate himself from me. And I couldn't figure out if I was dating the same man in a different pair of shoes, or if it was the same woman showing up with ungoverned water. And I decided, either way, to go on a mission to establish law and order. In the emotional justice system, boundaries are too often ignored and empathy weaponized. In the case of 1,000 miles of bad road versus 400 years of Black Pearl humanity, we, the jury, have determined taking long walks off of a short pier to baptize yourself in silent rebellion, hoping that others can hear your feelings, that is a crime. The verdict, you, Black Pearl, are guilty. The sentence, your river can no longer speak to yourself. There is no warrant for your safety, Black Pearl. So you might as well say the quiet part out loud. The quiet part out loud. Okay. For the sake of your insecurities, I have been groomed to bear your reflection. And constantly becoming your mirror is an ill form of sorcery as it grows heavy, pretending the discernment of your unspoken truths is not thievery. And it is my God-forsaken occupation to consistently grant you 5-finger discounts that usher me to your sunken place where my alchemy is always depleted. You are not, nor have you ever been, the fairest of them all. And what amazes me is that in the year of 2026, even a man that I lay and play with doesn't understand how many fallacies a Black woman can hold on the wall. But I can no longer turn water into wine for you with blind regard for me. It is a score my body can no longer hold for a role I never consciously signed up for. Drinking purple Kool-Aid is officially your business. I have decided to get out. But know this, I have planted a new vineyard, soil rich in seemingly unladylike things. The harvest is plenty. The vats are full. And if ever you would like to drink with me, understand the initial taste of what lies in my chalice may seem a bit bitter, but the sediment of my values and my boundaries, chef's kiss, baby, it is immaculately sweet. Because here, with the blueprint, love forever lives. Okay. Now, with a new vineyard planted rich in soil of my sovereignty, I could no longer betray myself. So when the next prince approached me, I quickly learned that regardless of his element, the soil was so rich that the weeds could quickly take care of themselves. The request was simple. He said, I'd love to see you sometime, Queen. And for 6-foot fine chocolate with amazingly white teeth, I said, for you, King, there can be no time like the present. I will show you all of me. So I shimmied my shoulders to release my wings, unfurled my heart so my rainbow had the time and the space and the energy to finally just... That feels so much better. A woman's heart grows weary, carrying so many things. And that contact lens we always have to wear, ladies, such a pesky little thing. So I removed it and allowed my third eye to blink freely, raised these two seemingly earthly vessels towards the heavens and shifted the air to reveal the lineage of ancestral matriarchs that are always surrounding me. Some of these women tell me their story predates that of Eve, but never you mind such minuscule things. Before I could fully behold their glory, I felt the dam break as I gave new meaning to John 4:14 and released living waters that flow from my belly. And with a stillness of quiet conviction, I set forth my decree. I have achieved formation. I know exactly who I am. I have come to understand the very essence of my being. The matriarchs, day and night, they stand watch. They tell me, I, a mere woman who can bring a soul from the void into human existence, I am creation. And I am never to forsake any of the sacred gifts that dwell inside of me. And at this threshold of my becoming, what you must understand about women like me is, be it good, bad, or indifferent, I not only love, I genuinely, wholeheartedly, 10 toes down, baby, 1,000%, I like every single ounce and morsel of me. And before I could hit that nice little factory reset button and get myself back together into the nice, pretty, patriarchal packaging to ask him, do you like what you see? Just like all the other gatekeepers, once that man realized that I was sovereign and that I could not be the mirror that he required to make love to himself, he was nowhere to be seen. All right, so now I've learned that fairy tales are filthy. I've established law and order. I've learned how to weed out those men that disguise themselves as princes, but not necessarily so. And the only thing left to do was to make a vow to the woman that I was always born to be. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today on this side of the mountain, where I have crossed over from the life I learned to live to living the life I have learned. On this side of the mountain, I, a great matriarch and healer, take thee water, and together on an Alabama folding chair, we look out, see every valley, see every peak, and trace the nexus of it all. To have and to hold the lessons did not come easy, but I no longer play with fire. I do not disguise myself as mirrors, and I always reveal the glory of my wings. For better or for worse, I accept the water as my alchemy, because God showed me this, all of you, a glimpse of the end while I was still rooted in the beginning, before a black pearl could know that dreams are sometimes anchored in prophecy. And for richer or for poor, I rest in the current. The weight of water no longer frightens me. I understand now that I was built as an intercessor. I stand in the in-between. So in sickness and in health, I love and cherish the matriarchal lineage that shapes me, because those great women, the Sibyls, black doves, great oracles who should have never been colonized and erased from a black woman's history. When I am blessed enough to channel and write this work, I feel as if they speak to me. So, till death do us part, when God troubles the water, to this side of the mountain, where I crossed over, this is matriarchy. And I have pushed through a lot of mud to learn how to struggle easy. But now, I can sit on that Alabama folding chair, ever so patiently, with one vow left to keep. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Thank you.